guys, it's April. I had put this box on the list of things to do for the kids to do for their ornaments, and then I had scrapped the idea, and then someone mentioned that I should make a box for it, so I put it back on the table. So I have cut this one, and this one may look a little different from the file because I cut mine foil to the mat so that I could see my score lines better, but that doesn't matter. You can fold it both ways, just so you know. So if it looks a little odd when I'm putting mine together versus what you've cut, it's only because I put mine foil to the mat and cut it. You could do it either way. You should have a divot cut out of yours also so that the tab doesn't show in the window. I forgot to do that, and I went back and added that curve cut out so that when you put these together, supposedly, I didn't take enough out, it won't show. So if it shows at all, if it's still showing, just run a pen or something right around and trace, and then just cut it out. It should not. I think I cut enough out of yours that it should be fine. So I'm just cutting that curve there for mine so that when I put that together, it won't show through the window. So once you have folded everything on its score lines, and these top tabs here are just to strengthen the top of the box and give it a finished look. Nothing more. Just folding everything to the inside. Doesn't matter if you cut yours the other way. You're just going to fold pretty side out, fold it away from you to the inside of the box. Get all of those done. And then I cut a decorative panel, and there is no inset so that the pretty side will show through on this one, guys. That's a little tedious, especially for the kiddos to try to put together and make sure they've got it straight. So I figured it would be easier if it all just lined up for them. If you want a little pop of the base color to pop through your window, just put an oval in there and make it slightly larger than this one and slice it again, and then you can get that peekaboo, or what I call the peekaboo color, in there. But this is just an easy way for the kiddos to line that up so that it all matches. And like I said, on this panel you'll just want to cut a little bit bigger oval, and then you can get that peekaboo of the base color. So once you have that panel on, then you're just going to take this tab here and add some glue, or if they want to do tape, you can flip it over this way and let them tape their edges rather than glue. So whatever you have that they can work with, you'll just flip it over right here and just put you some tape right along the edge. But if you're going to use tape, you'll want to tape it first and then add your panel last. And you'll need double-sided tape for that. And now we're just going to go along this edge right here. Again, if you're using tape, you'll need double-sided tape here. And this is just to give the top edge a pretty edge. Glue time to soak in. And you can use this box for other things as well. It doesn't just have to be for the kiddos and their little angel ornaments. And we're going to glue this edge. lined up. Good rub. And now the bottom. You'll fold in the what I call the U-shaped piece, and then these little legs tuck right up under there. Right up. Well, I say they do. Right up under that U piece. And then this piece, the tail, just sticks right in. So it looks like this in the bottom. And if you want to put glue on those little legs and that tail, you can, of course. Now, I did not cut a piece of acetate to put in there, but we can. You can cut, if it's for the kiddos, you can cut a piece of your matte paper and put in there, or we can put in, let's see. I did not add this. I will add it into the file just in case you guys want it. Let's grab a piece here. Actually, I'm afraid that might be too much with that paper. It's so busy. I don't want it to be too busy. As a matter of fact, I think I will. Just, this is my cover sheet for a old mat. I'm just going to actually just cut it down so that it'll fit in my trimmer, and then I'll square it up. I just need a piece of it. So I'm going to cut this about, I'm going to say 3. Let's just get it right. Oh wow. I was really, really, really close. I'm going to say 3 5/8. And just take it off. That's pretty doggone close. Doesn't have to go all the way to the top. Just need a piece to go in right here for their little window. That's all we need. And that measured 3 and 3/8, not 5/8, by 5.5, roughly. Yeah, that's what it is. And then we're just going to take some double-sided tape, and we'll just go along the edge, if it will stick to that. Doesn't want to stick to that. Do I have any? Oh, helps if the tape is coming up. What is wrong with my tape? It is not peeling with the paper. That's the problem. That's weird. That must have been a clearance roll I got from somewhere, or it's really an old roll or something. I don't know. That's better. We're just gonna put a couple of pieces on there, and I will add this to the file for the kiddos. Seriously, I would use just a regular transparency if you didn't have an old mat. I don't think I would use my full acetate on this, especially if you have a lot of the printing like I did on this one, because that's going to make the box really, really, really busy. And then we'll just peel those tapes off. And you can put this window on there before you actually glue that box together. While it's still flat, will be easier for them. I don't know why I didn't think of my window. And then we're just going to slide that in place and just give it a press down. There you go. Now they have a window in the box. And then you're just going to fold the top, all the tabs in, working your way around. And we're just going to glue the 4 tabs and keep it square. I'm going to hold that for a minute so it doesn't pop loose on me. Oh, I was going to show you guys too. I don't know if you noticed when I was putting this together, there's a little nick out of the corner right here on this box. And then on the tail of, let's just pop this apart, you can see right, well, I said I could show it to you. No, I don't even see it. That's how little it matters. There it is. Right here, there's a little nick right here. And the reason for that is I didn't want to use 3 sheets of paper to cut this box. I wanted to keep it to 2, and it just wouldn't quite fit no matter what I did. So, all I did, get in there, all I did was move the lid to mat number 1, and it touched ever so slightly. The corner of this tab touched the tab of that on the bottom. It's completely hidden. You won't see it, so it doesn't matter that they cut out from one another. Just move the lid to to mat number 1, and you're fine. And then they have this cute little box for their angel ornament. I don't know what happened to my wings on that one. But they can just drop their little ornament in that they're going to give. And if they did the petals like that, it will hold it into place, and their wings, it's not going to go anywhere. And then they can see their little angel through the box. You can use these that came out of either one, whichever color they want to use for their tag, if they want to put it on the top or the bottom, or if they want to offset them, because they are the same size. Now if you make that one bigger, then you'll have 2 different sizes, and you can layer those up. So you know, decide how they want their tag, if they want a tag. And then of course I made a little bow to glue right there on the top, and I'm going to use a couple of glue dots just because I don't have my hot glue gun, and if they are going to hot glue it on there, you really need to watch them. But I wanted to make this just as simple and easy as I could for them. In the real world, I would make sure that there was plenty of space up here so that the lid didn't sit down right at the window, etc., etc. But you can disguise that right there with your bow. And again, hot glue that on there for them so that it stays and it's not falling off. That's just temporary. How did I make the bow? Very super simple, so the kids can make that themselves as well. Let's just move our little box out of the way. And I showed this in the other video that I did for the 8 Days of Christmas as well. You're just going to take a loop of cord or ribbon or whatever it is that you're going to use. And I have a piece of cardstock here, and I've already glued that down. But all I did was fold a square of cardstock in half, and then I cut to try to keep that as centered as possible. Let me see if I have another piece that I can. Here's a scrap. So I'm just going to fold it over. And then this is right about the middle. I'm just going to go just on the side. Just going to kind of mark it evenly. And then I'm going to do 2 little slits right where I marked it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you see how this is wider? then that's going to make my bow off a little bit. I'm just going to trim that down. So now I have this little paper, this square with this square folded down. And if they're going to be making a bunch of them, you can just glue that little tab down so it's not in their way. So super simple, easy. And put this glue away. And if they can tie their shoes, they can make this. You're just going to place a length of ribbon, whatever length you want your tails to be, right over it. Just right over it. And then you're going to get your cord, whatever it is you're going to use, and you want to judge and leave this tail just about the same length, but you want to come up to the side here. And then you're just going to wrap. And I did 1, that is 1 loop, 2, that is 2 loops, 3, that is 3 loops, and end up on the other side. And we're just going to cut that off. And then this is the, oops, there it is. These in the middle are the 2 that we started with. Just going to bring those up. So now you have these 2 down. These 2 are up. This is the one that was on there first. And tie a half knot. And tie another half knot. And then they're just going to slip it right off the paper. And fluff out their little bows. And that way they can do some perfect little Christmas bows. And then you just want to trim up the tails. And ta-da, they have another bow. Super easy, simple, and quick, and they can make that as well. Like I said, if they can tie their shoes, they can make that bow. So, hope that you guys enjoy this. That completes up the project box for the kiddos. And this is a public file. I will see you guys tomorrow on day number 9 of the 12 days of Christmas. You guys have a good evening.